author of Mastering Probability, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the October 11th, terrific Thursday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and thanks so much for joining me. I absolutely treasure your presence here today, folks, and my outcome is absolutely to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that will allow you to lead an inspired life, help you to lead an inspired life, because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of our tools. This is a really cool tool to have in your toolbox. In fact, you must have this tool in your toolbox. This tool is called What the Mind Can Conceive, It Can Achieve. That's right. What the mind can conceive, folks, it absolutely can conceive. Did you ever wonder what it would be like maybe to be king for a day? You know, we talk about king dollar around here. Have you ever just wanted to see what it was like to just be the king for the day? Well, you can, and you are. How about the queen? For all of you lovely ladies out there, how about just simply being a queen for a day? Maybe some of you aspire to be the president of the greatest nation. I think that's what we call the United States here, the greatest nation on the planet. In fact, you can be the king of the greatest nation, the queen of the greatest nation, the president, the CEO, whatever it is that you call it, folks. Whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. So the question, did you know that you are the ruler of the greatest nation on earth? That's right, I said you specifically, you right there through the lens of this camera. You are absolutely the greatest ruler of this nation on earth. You know what nation we call that? We call that the imagination. That's right, the imagination. You are absolutely in control of your imagination out there, folks. We constantly create images in our mind. Mine are a little bullish right now, but we're going to come back and take a look at that. The futures are up, but that's neither here nor there. But we constantly, in our mind, folks, we are constantly creating images. And those are really important images, folks. Imagination is more than just a matter of wishful thinking. It's not wishful thinking at all. You see, our imagination has the power to shape and form thought. If we consistently connect our imagination with our beliefs, folks, with our self-determination, we can actually manifest what it is that we want in our life. I like to think of our imagination as this. Maybe you should think of it like this as well. How about the cutting scissors of the mind? Because we can absolutely shape whatever it is that our own hearts desire. So my question to you, that's not the first one, my question to you is, what are the pictures that you've got in your mind that are shaping, in essence, that you've just shaped with your set of scissors? Because you've got a set of scissors. You are in charge of your imagination, the greatest nation on the planet, folks. Absolutely. Now, here's one of the keys. You only manifest what you want in your life, folks, if your subconscious mind can't accept it. And what I really mean by that is I know that I can feel it. There's just a few. Maybe there's only 3 of you out there, which is beautiful because we got millions. Only 3 of you out there that actually have a little bit of this negative thought. You're a negative thinker. I'm not saying anything bad about it. But what happens is your subconscious says, hey, I like that idea, but I can't really buy into it. Well, if you do that, you're not going to be able to manifest that what you want in your life, folks. Your subconscious mind must accept what it is that's in your heart, what it is that you're cutting out. Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, he said this, folks. Now, most people don't really know this, so I thought I'd just share this with you. But he said, now you might know this, but he said, a man who has no imagination has no wings. Now, I want you to just pause and think for a minute. He said a man, you can go Google it, you can look it up, a man who has no imagination has no wings. Now, for those of you that like boxing, or maybe didn't like boxing, just simply, who Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay represents, or maybe enjoyed him in his sport, well, how about this? How do you think he came up with the statement? How do you think he came up with it? Floated like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That's right. He consistently, consciously, subconsciously, folks, as well, shaped his own desires. You see, you are the ruler of the greatest nation on earth. That's your imagination, folks. I say conceive it, believe it, and achieve it. Well, let's go take a look at these markets. I can't believe it. Actually, I can't believe it. We're seeing green. We're going to go take a look at the charts out here. In fact, we're going to start with just a clean chart so that maybe those of you that are following along at home, watching it, maybe you're listening on the radio, maybe it's on tfnn.mobi. We absolutely appreciate you doing that. You can always catch an archive of this show on Channel 9. So we're going to start with a clean slate here in a minute. We'll do it with at least two of the futures contracts. That way we can get a feel for what's really going on out there in the world right now, today, live as we speak this minute. Of course, as we speak, we've got the futures up, the Dow futures up about 60 points right now. There were jobless claims report came out at 8:30 this morning. The market had already started its bounce. It had already started its A to B equals CD up. Jobless claims down about 30,000, I believe, to 339. That was a little unexpected. You had the trade deficit for August widened by 4.1%. But we're going to come take a look at these numbers here. We've got the ES Mini. That's what's up on my screen here right now. That is the 30-minute chart. We can see here that the ES Mini had finished yesterday. It finished a 1 to 1.618. A to B equals CD. If you had Tom's bookie, they're timing the trade, art of timing the trade, you would know that when you do a 1 to 1.618, A to B equals CD, the market is likely to do what? Something else. Well, that's exactly what we have going on here. The market also on the 30-minute chart had gotten to close to a little bit of an extreme level of being oversold. That also converging at the same time helped to create the market bounce that we're seeing. Let's get rid of the A to B equals CD down, but let's go take a look at the A to B equals CD up, because that is what is underway. Of course, we also have markets now in the 30-minute chart getting into a little bit of an overbought area. So this A to B, now this is the first, if we go back here, let's just do this. Let me pull the chart back. We're going to pull it back to about 11 o'clock last Friday. That was after the jobs numbers that were released. And as we know, jobs numbers, no matter whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, 75% of the time, the market trades lower that day. That's what happened with the S&P. That was my expectation. I didn't expect the last 2 days, that's for sure. I did expect Monday. And, with the, because Mondays, quite frankly, I'd ask you to look this up, but 80% of the time, Mondays, maybe it's more than 80% of the time, Mondays, since the June 4th low, have also traded down. So I expected Friday. I absolutely expected Monday. But Tuesday and Wednesday, I didn't expect that. Not the type of sell-off that we did see. If we take a look, though, we go back to the Friday session on the 30-minute chart. Do you see any A to B equals CD ups here? You absolutely don't. This is the first one after making that large 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD down. So let's go take a look at it here right now. No bears yet have shown up for work, but I suspect they'll punch in, maybe about 9:45 or so. They've had such a good day. I believe the bears were out last night, maybe doing a little extra drinking. You know what happens when you do a little extra drinking? Maybe have one more bottle of sake. Yeah, they could be just a little groggy in the morning out here. Let's go take a look at the bullish A to B equals CD that we have out here. We're going to start at our A point, which happens to be right down here at 7 p.m. Last night. The low out there is 14.21.25. If you're a bull, you don't want to see that low get taken out. If you're a bear, you absolutely are looking at that number. Let's take a look at what the A to B equals CD has done so far in the 30-minute chart. Well, we're coming through that 1 to 1.618 level with what? A wide-ranging bar. Who's in control right now? Of course, we've still got 14 minutes in the session. Maybe some of the bears are starting to punch into work. We'll pay attention to this chart out here. Of course, we take a look at the retracement. Not that much of a retracement, I don't believe. Let's just go take a look at it here. 0.382 retracement. 0.382 retracement tells us what, folks? What's it tell us on our A to B equals CD? That's right. It says you're going to do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. You want to make sure that you know that. You want to make sure that you understand candlesticks out there. You absolutely need to do that. It's a must to understand what the bulls and bears are thinking. Right now, you've got the ES Mini here, the 30-minute chart, also making a 1-to-1, 100% move of a move, if you will. And that's coming back simply to the time frame of yesterday, 10:10 at 11 o'clock in the morning, as the ES Mini started its next leg down. The bears haven't shown up just yet. I suspect that they will. And what's going to be key is how the retracement of this A to B equals CD that the ES Mini here has just completed, how that actually backs off. That is going to be the big signal. Why? Because if the real top was put in on Friday at 11 o'clock, and actually I think they can go back a little bit further, but let's just say if the real top was put in here on Friday, this is the first A to B equals CD up. And what did H.M. Gartley tell you in a bear market? That's right, folks. He said, buy, in this case here, he would have said sell the first Gartley pattern. This is on an intraday chart out here, and that is what we've got right now. Now let's go ahead. Let's take a quick look around the world here. Just let me update you on what's going on over in Germany. Oktoberfest, they did not have one beer too many last night. They are partying again right now. They're up 82 points. That's up about 1 2/10%. The FTSE joining along up 0.9% here this morning. Over in Asia last night, a little bit of a mixed bag. You had the Nikkei. Nikkei has been struggling. Nikkei, I believe, made a 100% move last night, down another 50 points off about 0.6%. You had the Shanghai down 17 points, 0.8%, and the Hang Seng up 0.4, up 79 points last night. You got King Dollar pulling back 16 points. King Dollar running into a resistance area of a down trend line. We'll go take a look at that. Gold not giving up much at all. Trading out at $17.70, up $5. Silver up 11 pennies, out at $34.22. Light sweet crude, don't like to report this number, up $1.43, 92.69. It's not getting any cheaper out there at the pumps. Now let's go take a look here. Let's start off real quickly. When we come back, we'll finish it up. Let's go take a look at the futures. And let's start with the Dow futures. That's the YM if you're taking a look at it on my screen here. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to erase some of the patterns that are out here. In fact, we're going to erase them all. What the heck? Let's just start from a brand new palette, and we're going to go ahead and perform our artwork just like you did, like you can if you had a chart in front of you. We'll take a look at some. We're just going to draw lines at first, and we'll take a look at some resistance support lines out there. 877-927-6648. It is Terrific Thursday, folks. If you conceive it and you believe it, you will achieve it, folks. We'll be right back.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
80% of traders fail because they don't know when to get in or out of a market, and all because no one taught them how to read the signs. You see, the stock market has a universal language called Japanese candlesticks, and each day, the buyers and sellers, the bulls and bears, go to work and build signs. This language has been around for thousands of years, and it's easy to learn. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show, and I'm a master sign builder. Download my free report, Candlesticks, The Speed of Trust, on the homepage of TFNN.com for one of the best-kept candlestick secrets. I'll also be conducting an online course Friday, October 19th, to teach you the language of the market's sign builders. You'll learn the best entry and exit techniques and strategies that will create extraordinary rewards. The course will be archived so you can review it as many times as you like, because trading or investing without learning this language is like running a red light. It's an accident waiting to happen, and there's no airbags or seatbelts. All the details are on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market, something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
There goes Suzanne Summers pulled by a blenderfish.
So it is true. What one can conceive, one can achieve. Thank you.
Hey, I'm starting to see a pattern here. On the land, under the sea.
Right, nine. There's nowhere to go but up.
Welcome back, folks. That was from The Timekeeper that starred Richard Williams, Michael Piccoli, I believe, Jeremy Irons, and Rhea Perlman. They told it to you right there. If you can conceive it, folks, you can believe it. You can achieve it out there. Now let's go take a look at the markets. We said we're going to start with a clean slate. So here's our artwork palette, at least my artwork palette. And the first thing that you want to do is, or at least when you take a look at this market here, if you look at this chart, what is it that we see? We certainly do see, what, an uptrend, don't we? We most certainly do. Now, what you'd want to do is let's just start from the lows. That's going to be your June 4th area. We're going to go to the low of that candle, the low of that shadow out there, the low of that wick, whichever it is that you might refer to it as. And we're just simply going to use as our next touch point the next low wick that we see out here. That happens to be really two of them. That would be July 25th, that low at 12,472. You've also got the next one on July, I said 12,462. That was July 24th, and also you got July 25th out at 12,472. Okay, so good. So now if you take a look at where price moved into last night, because that's what it did, you can see it came down to where? Came right down into that trend line. Has the trend, if the trend is your friend, I pose this to you. Has the trend of the Dow been broken? There's some other very bearish aspects out there. There's no question about it. But right now, what we can take a look at is, let's just take a look at the trend of the market. That area needs to absolutely be broken out there. Okay, and the Dow has been pretty strong, with the exception of yesterday. Kind of woke up as that one of those ferocious bears out there. I didn't like to see it. It completed a three black crows. Of course, if you're looking at my screen, it's really three red crows. Just simply the name coming from, figuring that you've got crows sitting on the back fence, if you will. And that's a bearish pattern. That is actually a pattern, folks, where the market, it indicates only happens really at highs, only does happen at highs. It's a signal out there that the market could be or should be turning out here, but it's run into a little bit of support out there. Now, how about our next area of support? That's a diagonal area of support. How about a horizontal level of support? And right here, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just draw the line first, so we got a straight line, and then we'll go ahead and place it out there, on our. And I was never really great about drawing straight lines. That's why I never could be a very good artist. Of course, I found my artwork, my true art and talent was right here in a chart. Now, I've got that line drawn, but let's just simply go ahead and move it. And let's move it to, an area here that really basically has been tested. Going back, if you take a look at this area here, because this has acted as an area of what? If you go back and take a look at the left side of the chart, it's an area where as price got up there, it was turned away. Could have been candle patterns, whatever it is. Let's not go into the candles just yet. We're just looking for an area where price gets turned back, right? Sometimes they call that ice. Let's just simply take a look at this area. Let's just move it. You can move it up or down. You know, you're in the basic same general vicinity here. But if we use that spot right there, you can see how, number one, that is where Ben Bernanke's September 13th Fed Day, as we call it, where he said we're going to have QE3. You can see if it goes back further. How is it that that area right there, that line, which really began going back into the March 27th time frame, you can see the area of May 1st of 2012, that acted as soon as price got up there. What did it do? It moved right down. So look at the convergence. You know, Basil talks about the convergence, divergence, the MACD out there, the MACD. Well, let's just take a look at our big D out here, big divergence. I don't know if it's big divergence, but let's just take a look at convergence, okay? So you got two lines converging in the same place, really almost the same time. I mean, almost the same time. It certainly didn't know that the jobless claims were going to be down 30,000, but this here is the line of demarcation. So that trend line, that horizontal line, very important. If today, if the market sells off and it takes out that area, you will see my retractable bullhorns go deep. Go very deep into my scan, but until that happens, all that the market did is what it's supposed to do. Testing, 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 just like the universe does to each of us. So that's on the Dow. Now let's go take a look at what basically has led the market down. It really started with the Russell 2000, but really you'd have to say it was the Qs. Let's go ahead and get rid of all these lines out here as well. As we take a look at this, let's just get rid of everything. And let's come back off of the July 4th area. Now, if we come off of the July 4th area, I'm going to draw really two trend lines in here. Let's draw the first one. If we come off of July 4th, just to right here, you can see that the uptrend of the NASDAQ, you know, has not really been breached. Now, it's got a long way to fall out there. I don't really like that. But that is where the NASDAQ really could move down to. Of course, if it does that, the Dow will break that trend line first. 877-927-6648. As far as earnings releases, lead the charge on the way up this morning. Dragon Wave on the way down. Cantel Medical. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN and Great Panther Silver have teamed up for another exciting silver giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Halloween giveaway will be taking place at the end of October, and for 3 full days, we'll be giving away silver coins and bars every hour from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. to one lucky winner randomly chosen. There's no purchase necessary. For more information and to fill out your registration form today, simply visit the front page of TFNN.com where you'll find all the details. October 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll choose one lucky winner that will receive a silver coin or bar courtesy of Great Panther Silver. Winners will be announced live on the air each hour for 3 full days. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to win free silver from TFNN and Great Panther Silver. Register today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex, symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, symbol GPR.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. We got the Dow up 44 points, S&P's up 9. Composite lead the charge on the way up 22 points. The small caps just a nose behind them, up 6 points. You got Microsoft up 10 ticks, Intel down 5, Google up $10 and change, Cisco up 9 pennies, Apple up $5 and change. Leading the charge on the way up, dollar-wise in the markets. Google number 1, Apple number 2, Amazon, amazing Amazon AMZN up $2.74. LinkedIn up about 3% right now. You've got Baidu also bouncing. Baidu being taken apart. That is up about 2% this morning. Fastenal, they were out with numbers, I believe, before the bell or after the bell last night. They're up 4%. We'll take a look at that chart. Deere and Company, John Deere up as well, up about $1.60. Let's see what is leading things to the downside. Royal Gold, RGLD, off about 4.5% right now, down $4 and change. Safeway, the grocery store, down 7%. They're trading off $1. Metro PCS. Where did it go? It just slipped away. It was there. It's gone. You've got Costco trading down 80 cents. Otherwise, really only one equity, 2 equities off $1 and Royal Gold off $4 out there. Looks like I've got that ES Mini 30-minute chart out here. Looks like the bears have punched in. Of course, you are completing A to B equals CD up. I do expect to see them arrive, and then it's going to be measuring just exactly the depth of the pullback out here. So it's good. It's an important trading session out here. And, we're taking a look at the NQ. Let's just go back to that. That was a NASDAQ future, just simply starting with the clean palette out there. Now, you got to be willing to draw a couple different lines out here. So there's the first uptrend line coming off of the June 4th low. Next touch point was July 25th, which was the same area that I hit on the Dow as well. Of course, there if we start off of that June 4th, and really what I hit is the next low out here, or the first low, which was July 12th. On the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ is a leader. So if I just come to a touch point that's just a little bit sooner than we had on the Dow, you can see that what price actually did last night, probably about 7 o'clock last night, what the NASDAQ actually did was it came right back to that trend line. As it was completing a 1 to 1.2 A to B equals CD. Now, really, a very big key here, I'm going to go ahead and erase the A to B equals CD. Folks, is going to be the close. If the NASDAQ here closes today, the NASDAQ futures, the NQ, close above 2735. So say if it closes at 2735 or higher, it'll set up a bullish engulfing candle. It'll do that after making a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD down. And what will that tell you coming into a Friday? Probably you should go and check because I don't know if they have the answer to this. But I certainly knew that Mondays, actually, I do believe I know the answer on Fridays. What would that set up for tomorrow? That would set up what? Most likely a further bounce tomorrow going into the weekend. But today's trading session has to play out. Let's go take a look at some of the stock charts out here as well. Let's go see what's going on with Royal Gold. RGLD is the ticker symbol. That is trading off. That's the largest leader to the downside this morning. So let's go see what is behind this move. Gapping down here this morning. It's got some volume in it. So let's go see where Royal Gold may be headed to. Boy, this would be beautiful if it really could get down there. When I pop up Royal Gold on the charts here, what is it that stands out when you look at this chart? If you're watching this on Tiger TV, yes. It absolutely is. It's this high-volume breakout session from June the 1st. That high is $75. It's at 91.14. I don't know if it will. Actually, I apologize. It is at 77.57. It's June 4th out there. Don't know if it'll come back to that level. But, boy, would that be a nice buy, assuming it comes back with the right kind of volume out here. Right now, what Royal Gold is doing is taking on its swing point that and it has not broken a swing point yet on the way down here. Not one that I see, and I'm really just coming off of the lows back in May of 2012. So we go back further and find some swing points. But so far, thus far, has not doing it. This morning is really going to be the test. So that is coming back again September 26th. The low there, 90.38. You're trading at 91.14. Not you, but Royal Gold is trading at 91.42. Only 1 million shares at that September 26th swing point. Thus far this morning, 569,000 shares out there. Let's just simply... Of course, Phil, I've been trading here for, 9 minutes. But let's go put this on a 5-minute chart out here real quickly, see if that will pop up on my screen. So you can see all that volume right there. We'll just kind of pay attention to Royal Gold. Let's go flip over to our next chart. Geez, got to go take a look at Google. Google up $13, so let's go take a look at Google, see what she is doing here this morning. We know that Google had been up at its highs. We know that it took out a swing point on a weekly basis. We know that it did it with no volume. We covered that yesterday. Google right now has got a volume of about 326,000 shares. What Google is taking on is 3 million shares, so that shouldn't be any problem from 2 trading sessions ago. 1.9 million shares from October the 8th, and up at the highs, it's got 2.7. So Google's going to be important to be paying attention to this morning as it gaps up. We'll see if it can hold these gains out here. Let's go take a look at its sister Apple out here. AAPL is the ticker symbol, gapping up here this morning on the 10-minute chart, though, getting into a area here where it ought to make a turn. So I don't know if we can hold out a whole lot on Apple. Apple really just trying to get back to where it gapped down to where it really started to, well, it started letting loose in several different spots. But here recently on the 8th, today's the 11th, so 3 days ago, is the gap that it's trying to get into at the open. The volume out there is basically that it's trying to take on is going to be 2.4 million shares. Let's just draw the line across the top of that bar so you can see what it has done this morning here. Apple not giving a whole lot of enthusiasm from a share standpoint that it really wants to take out and start moving higher. Of course, what Apple has done here, if you take a look at this, Apple has, just look at the 30, this is the 10-minute chart. Let's just switch this to the 30-minute chart, just like we did on the ES. And let's see here as that comes up. I don't see any, there is an A to B equals CD up, so it did make, it has made a couple. Looks like that's really what it's trying to do here, but it's running into a little supply line out here, whether it's the 30-minute chart or it was the 10-minute chart. Let's go take a look at Salesforce Innovation, CRM. CRM is up this morning here. That is the third dog in the house. And let's go see what this is doing, up about room 222, 2.22% this morning. Not really doing a whole lot out here. This thing has been, it's not actually too bad of a chart. Let's put this on a longer-term basis. Let's put this on the weekly, get a better feel for Salesforce Innovation. No, it's up at its highs. And it did have some institutional selling, most definitely on May 11, 2012, the week of May 11, 2012. You really saw some institutional selling. Of course, you saw it. There was another sign of it back in August of 2011. As far as real signs of strength out here, only the first one that really shows up, and it didn't really hold, happened to be the May 18th week. Your next real sign of strength, you'd have to really say, on the weekly chart ends up being August 24th. Not a really wide price spread out there. You are up above that level, which is 150.87. It's at 153.70 right now. If this is, let's take a look at the swing point high. So April 20th. It's got 10 million shares in there. And let's take a look at the first time on the way back up, what kind of volume you came in with, or Salesforce Innovation. So if we take a look at September 14th, on the weekly chart, it's coming in there with 11.6 million shares. So 11.6 coming into 10 million shares. What's it do? It stays in that swing point, does it with 9 million shares, moves out of it with 8 million shares the week of September 28th, so not exactly breaking down. Tries to get back up in there with 8.9 million shares last week. It's in there this week. Only got 3 million shares. Has a little bit of volume today. We'll see where this shakes out. Let's go take a look at Chipotle. That is number 2 in the doghouse out there, down only $2.70. But let's go take a look at Chipotle, see what this equity is doing. The ticker symbol there, CMG. And this one, as Tom likes to say, can't get out of its own way. This thing is really trading out towards its lows, the low that was really established after it fell off, after it got the big enchilada to the downside. That big enchilada, I don't even know if they serve enchiladas there. They must, right? They're a Mexican restaurant. On July 20th, gaps down with about almost 10 million shares, makes a lower low on August the 2nd. That swing point has only 911,000 shares. Let's see, when it most recently came in there, it came with 2.4 million shares. So it, and it did not test the low. The low of August 2nd is 277.26. Got down to 278. So it has not actually tested a low. You're still inside that swing point. It's just building cause, quite frankly, to take out that swing point, which, again, is August the 2nd. That low, 277.26. That's what Chipotle looks like to me. Let's go take a look at what do we want to take a look at out here? Let's take a look. Let's go into the Dow. Let's see what we have going on inside the Dow. You've got everything is green with the exception of, well, let's just say, looks like 8 of the 30 stocks are red, some of them just being down a couple of pennies. So Caterpillar and Intel. Let's go take a look at Intel. Intel being getting hammered out here. In fact, it took out a hammer candle not too long ago. Let's go take a look at Intel. Yeah, it fell out of bed. INTC out here. So let's go take a look at that. And as we take a look at Intel trading at its session lows, that's not looking good out here. And, in fact, you've heard me say, folks, hammer candles are absolutely beautiful candles. If you want to understand the hammer candles or when hammers disguise themselves as something else, go to the homepage of TFNN.com, download my special report, Candlesticks, Silent Signals, and there's actually an update in there for the month of September's candles. So you can do that as long as you're over there. A number of things to do here at TFNN. So let's just simply run through them. I am putting on a online workshop that is going to be next Friday. If you can't attend, it will be archived on your members page, and it is all about being able to learn how to use candle signals, how to use those as leading indicators, to work on the time frames that you are trading. Just understand, because candles, folks, it's not a trading system. Whatever trading system it is that you do use, you really need to use candles. It works with the Chapman wave. It works with Gartley's buys and sells, ABCDs. It works with volume. It works with everything out there. So that's going to be October the 19th. We've got Basil Chapman has a workshop the following Friday, I believe. The following Friday on October 25th. I believe that is on the homepage. You can check that out. You've got Tom's Bull Market in Florida housing work paper. You want to make sure that you grab that as well. And then, not last but not least, but how about sign up for our Great Panther Silver giveaway, and where we're going to be giving away silver every hour on the hour for 9 hours solid for 3 days, I believe, towards the end of October. So all the details are on the homepage at TFNN.com. If we do take a look out here at Intel, you can see this little hammer candle that was created on September the 24th. The low of that was 22.52, and when you a hammer candle when you get a close below. They can be testing it. Testing the low of the hammer candle, no problem. That candle happened to have 48 million shares the next day, though. That's why you want to understand hammer candles, because that hammer candle basically evaporated. But the same holds true. You get a close below a hammer candle, and if you're long, you're absolutely wrong. Same thing on Intel. Work that way on the Apple chart as we saw it out there. And now let's take a look at Intel and see what it's actually doing. It's trying to get all the way back to the October 4th swing point on the daily chart. If we take a look at that swing point, that has, let's go ahead and mark the volume out here. As we do that, the volume of October 4th is right about here. So let's go see. It doesn't have the volume as it's coming down into the area. Ideally, Intel might be a nice buy at 2040. As long as it gets down there, less than 77 million shares, closes back above it, that would be a rejection of a swing point on price and volume. Let's go to Jeff in Springfield, Illinois, Springfield, Missouri, Springfield. Where are you at, Jeff?
Hey, Steve. I think there's about 50 Springfields in 50 states. So.
Oh, there is. Well, which one do you get to represent?
I'm in the middle. I'm in Missouri.
Missouri. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's great. All right. Well, glad to have you. How's the fall season up there? Over there.
It's just been beautiful. We had a drought this summer, but the rains came towards the end the last couple of months, and so the trees are looking good.
Oh, that is wonderful out there. How can I help you this morning? Tell me what you're taking a look at and what you're looking for.
Well, two questions. One, the British pound has had a lot of movement lately. I just wanted to see if you'd look at that. And then wanted to ask you about your course on Friday also.
Absolutely. So let's go take a look at the British pound. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to be going into break here in just a few minutes. How about a few seconds? So would you be kind enough to hold on? Then we'll come back. We'll take a look at the Great British Pound. What type of time frame do you trade it on? Are you trading daily, hourly, intraday?
I try to trade it early in the morning, Steve. I got about 3 hours before I go to work.
Okay.
And, that's what I try to do.
Perfect. So we'll take a look at an intraday trade on the Great British Pound, U.S. dollar. We'll come back from Jeff. We'll come back and we'll talk to Jeff in Springfield, Illinois. We'll be right back, folks. We got the Dow here is up 32 points. S&P's up 7. Composite up 20. We'll be right back.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow up 33 points. S&P's up 7. Let's go back to Springfield, Missouri. I might have said Illinois earlier. Let's go back to Springfield, Missouri to our man Jeff, and we're taking a look at the Great British Pound out here. So are you taking a look at a long or short trade out here?
I'm looking at long trades.
Okay.
Looks like it got a candle about 8 o'clock in the morning that looked to go long.
Okay.
8 o'clock last night that looked to go long.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and I've got different time frames out here. So as we take a look at the Great British Pound, I've got the daily chart on my screen here, and you know that markets move in A to B equals CD pattern. So if we just simply take a look at the daily chart, we come back to the September 21st high out there. That becomes our A point. Our B point is going to be the low down on October 3rd, makes a 2-day retracement. And what we can see here is the Great British Pound has made the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. Now, my concern here, if you take a look at the price, the way that it is moving on that C to D leg, if you're watching on Tiger TV, is it is stronger than the A to B move out here, okay?
Okay.
So that is giving you a very valuable piece of information out here, so that's one piece of information. So you want to take a look at the daily just to get a feel for what's going on out there. If we go down a little bit more, let's go now down into like an intraday chart. Let's just simply go to a intraday chart here where we've got the 15-minute, and you're mentioning 8 o'clock last night, so that would be about 20. The 20 area, and what you've got here is you've got this little bullish engulfing candle that formed at about 9:45 last night. Again, I'm looking at a 15-minute chart out here, and this is completing a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD. So that price projection was 160 and change, and what it did as it got up here, so this is a 15-minute chart, so coming into 9:45, this gave you a bearish engulfing candle. It really depends on where this next candle closes. If it closes lower than the previous candle, what you should see is a pullback, and therefore you would want to wait for a retracement before you would try to take any long position. That retracement would likely be in the 1.6010 level. But we'll get the signal kind of as we're going off the air here in a few minutes. But that's what I'd be paying attention to, because it has completed on an intraday, just a 15-minute chart, a breathing pattern, an A to B equals CD on the way up there. So if you're looking for a long trade, wait for it to pull back and just do a normal retracement. Okay?
Okay. And then on your class or your course next Friday,
yes, sir.
Are you going to be discussing the ABC patterns along with the candles?
Yes. Yeah, because the candles They're not the trading pattern, the trading pattern out there. The candles, they'll tell you when to enter, when to exit, so it gives you all of the signs. Because what candles basically are, they're reversal signals. So whether the market's moving up or the markets are moving down. So I'm going to show you how to be able to use those candles, how to utilize those with the other trading tools that you might use, other indicators that are out there. And one of those is certainly AB equals CD patterns.
Okay, and how long is that going to last on Friday?
It's going to go till probably about around 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm still working on the course, but it's totally archived. So even if there's time periods where you need to cut out, it's going to be archived and it'll be on your members page for 30 days.
Okay.
All righty.
Thank you, Steve.
You bet, Jeff, and have a great day out there in Springfield, Missouri. Folks, stay tuned. Tom and I will be up next doing the Money Master Show. Then we've got Basil Chapman today. I believe we might have a doubleheader for Basil today from 11 to 1. Daryl Martin from 1 to 2. David White 2 to 3. Ken Shreve 3 to 4. And the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. Remember, folks, you are the ruler of the greatest nation on earth. That's called your imagination. Conceive it, folks. Believe it. And I guarantee you, you will achieve it. Have a great morning, folks. Look forward to seeing you in a few or tomorrow morning at 9 sharp. Take care.